I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fixed fire. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Yeah.
Say, kids, what time is it?
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Jeff Lutz.
There's no just a game. You play to win. And I left it in the hands of an inept judge. I mean, you can think whatever you want. I've thought about it. You suck.
Oh, shocking monsters.
And Jason Duda. For today, anyway.
Trying to figure out what the Canadians going to decide, which nobody in this room could figure out. That was the judge making a decision that made sense at the time. It's funny that I could accept that, but if it was the other way, you would not have said that.
You're unbelievable. Judas.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Your visit is always discreet.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Bob and Jeff. Bob out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which means it's me and Jason Duda. Jason Duda and myself. I don't know how that's verbally correct. We're watching the highlights of Philadelphia Buffalo. Why would Philadelphia never, ever not wear those Kelly Green uniforms?
You like those?
Those are so much better than what they have. They're just
They're not bad.
They're really
They're not
great.
bad.
I
I never think of that stuff. I'm not that.
You're not uniform guy.
I'm not a uniform guy. But now that you say it, it makes sense.
What guy are you? You just I'm just watching for the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, those uniforms are awesome. They're kind of like better versions. They're the same but better of what they used to have, right? They're like, if we could do our 1988 logo in 2023, that's what it is. The helmets are just a little shinier. The green it pops a little more. See, now this is stuff I get into.
Oh, I can see that.
Right?
You're pretty excited
and
about
Kelly
this.
Green as a color for jerseys, like you see it on the Celtics have it, I guess. Obviously, the Oakland A's, when they bring out their Kelly Green jerseys. I don't know why I'm having so much fun saying Kelly Green.
I don't either.
Starting to get on my own nerves
Yeah, me
at
too.
this point. But that's just a better look than the olive green or the forest green. Give me the Kelly.
You want the Kelly?
Yes.
You like the Kelly?
I do.
It's all about the Kelly.
You don't see a lot of green teams,
Well,
right? Do you have how many green
I'm trying to
teams
think
are
about
there?
that.
You have the Celtics, you have the Eagles, you have the A's. Am I missing a whole bunch that some people are out there just like, what an idiot this guy is? There's 11 of them. Oh, there's not a
No.
lot of green out there.
Minnesota for hockey.
Yeah, but they have the red. There's
Dallas has green.
Dallas isn't. See, aren't
Dallas
aren't
Stars.
those jerseys pretty awesome?
Yeah,
Just
they're,
the green and black or green and white with nothing else. That's good stuff. Green and yellow for the A's works.
What was your high school colors?
Red
So
and white.
so was Sexsmith.
Isn't that
red.
horrible.
Red and gold.
See, I always wanted to like start a high school so I could come up with an original nickname and an original.
I
color scheme.
already know what your name would be if you started a high school.
What would it
That'd
be?
be the Kelly Greens.
Probably.
That would be your
It'd
high school.
Kelly Green. Like I'm
The
not.
Jeff Lutz High School of Kelly Greens.
I'm not picking on Goddard Eisenhower, except I'm about to.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
but they're the Tigers. Like you get to start a new school and you come up, and I get it. It's because the Goddard's the Lions. I understand all that. But we're gonna be light blue, and we're gonna be called the whatevers, the Tigers. Forgot it for a second.
If you were going to start a team, wouldn't you start a team, and if you had a mascot, wouldn't you want to roll those together?
What do you mean?
Well, so like if you were the Cardinals, you'd want to be red.
Right.
Right?
But I
Doesn't
wouldn't
that make
ever
sense?
Pick the Cardinals because it's been
I'm not
done.
saying you're picking the Cardinals. I'm just saying that if you were to start a team, wouldn't you pick a team that if you have a name
Okay.
like the Kelly Greens, then you'd be green, right? Obviously. If you're the Cardinals, you're
How come
probably going to
there's
be
no-
red.
How come there's no team called the Greens? You have the Blues, you got the Reds, you got the Browns, you got the Blacks, I think, and what's it called? Rugby down in New Zealand. Aren't they like the Blacks?
You got the Ottawa Red Blacks in the Confused
might be what
Football
I'm
League in
thinking of.
Canada.
Yeah. Where are the greens?
I don't know. Why were they left out?
I don't
Why
know.
was green left out?
What is a brown? I think it's named after a guy. That's what we need. We need to get a guy named Green. Start a team.
Mean Joe Green.
Yeah, well, his is with an E, so I don't know if that would
So that
work.
doesn't count?
Not sure. We need to find a
man.
guy named Green, start a high school, be the Greens,
Okay.
and be Green. That's it.
Hmm.
May South, the Mavericks. Pretty cool name. Good name,
Okay.
right? When they started their school, Andover Central, the Jaguars. All right. But again, black and gold. Boring.
Boring, but black and gold's usually pretty
It's a
good
nice-
colors.
it's a good
They're pretty
color
good colors.
scheme. It's a nice scheme, but it's again, it's been done.
Yeah, but they've all been done.
Not a lot of greens have been done.
Yeah, but they've
Derby.
been
We
done.
just talked to Derby, green,
Marshall.
beautiful.
Marshall, green.
Marshall's green. Bishop Carroll, green and gold. There's greens out there.
There's lots of greens.
There's not enough. The Jets. That's fun.
Yeah, do the Jets count as a team, though, that you can say are green?
Yes, that's pretty much all they are.
That's true.
That's their only identity is that they're green, and that
And-
they're terrible.
And they don't have any quarterbacks.
They
I
got
mean, Tim Boyle. They rolled out Tim Boyle.
They
That's
have
their
Trevor
guy.
Simeon, shouldn't he be playing?
That's what I was thinking. You know, I was watching
How
part
bad
of the
must he
game
be?
on Friday, and I'm thinking, Trevor Simeon wasn't terrible. And you're trying to roll out Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle why not try out Trevor Simeon?
Might as well give him a shot.
Well, why wouldn't you? Have you seen what the other two have done?
Oh my God!
Nothing. In 10 games. Nothing.
And what plan did the Jets have?
Exactly. Like you got a
41-year-old Aaron
40-year-old
Rodgers.
quarterback, and you have nothing behind him.
It was going to be Zach Wilson. They were going to
Mentor.
mold him under
Yeah, that
under
didn't-
Aaron Rodgers. Now he won't be there.
Well, I mean, he only had 4 plays to get mentored in.
Yeah,
Maybe that was part of the problem.
and he looked pretty good against, of all teams, the Chiefs somehow. That was his best game ever, I think, by far, Zach Wilson. And then it just went to absolute trash.
Well, it still wasn't even that good.
But he was okay. I mean, in that game, he's not even been okay ever.
Their O-line's terrible, though, too. So there's a lot going on there. I don't know if Aaron would have finished the season with that O-line.
Well, he didn't even finish the first game, so
He didn't finish the first series.
It would have been tenuous all year long.
Thank you
wanna
for
know-
my $36 million. That's what
Hey.
he's saying right now.
Guaranteed money's good when you can get it, and especially when it's 8 figures.
You think?
8 figures of guaranteed cash. I'd sign up for that. Do you want to know how we did in the picks?
I would love to know how we did in the picks.
I, of course, won the week.
Well,
This is
course.
becoming exhausting.
Isn't it?
To have to carry this load every week. But I was 6-3. I unfortunately missed some big ones. I missed my 5, 6, and 8. But still won the week record and points.
What?
How does that happen?
I don't know.
I missed 5, 6, and 8.
Wow.
That's 19 points I left on the table,
You
but I
did.
still ended up with 26. Jason Duda, 25.
Yeah, well, this
You
is
were
where
also 6-3.
this is where I start showing up.
You missed your 9. Let's talk about this.
What was that? The Chiefs?
Yeah.
14-0 early, and I'm thinking, okay, we should be all right. And then they can't score after that. Why?
It's hard to beat the refs, too, you know.
Oh, please.
Oh, well, of course. I
Let's
mean,
not call any holding. Oh,
holding,
There's holding on every play in the history of
this
football.
is blatant holding where their O-line is taking down rushers.
terrible.
Be
Three
stronger,
guys
rushers.
threw Max Crosby to the ground.
Well, Max Crosby was injured also, and probably not playing his best. But a bad process. Picking the Raiders for 9 points.
I didn't think
don't,
so.
I don't disrespect.
And if you'd had a chance after the first quarter, you'd have took him for
How
9.
many times have we seen the Chiefs come back from deficits
I don't care.
in much more important
I don't
games
care.
than
Like
this
Max
one?
said, it was all about the reffing. We got hosed.
It was.
We got hosed.
So you don't want to take accountability. We can't talk about this seriously.
Could you imagine if it was the other way around?
If
That's
what was the other way
That's
around?
an 18-point swing I'd have had on you.
I've never. No, well, it'd be a 10.
You'd have lost. Well, how
I
many
picked
did you
the
have
Chiefs
it for?
one.
One.
I got my.
Oh, it doesn't even count.
That
then.
is. I was mad that they should have forced the Eagles to kick the extra point. So I would have got that.
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Yes, I miss the Philadelphia,
They should have kicked the extra point. We would have been in, boys.
as did Bob, as did Max, because after they scored the game-winning touchdown, of course they're not required to kick the extra point, or they just don't because the game's over.
That's why you should have took Buffalo, because you had the hook.
No, I hate the hook.
Well, I got the hook.
I hate everything about the hook.
Well, the hook helped.
But do you want to? The hook will bring you back.
Will it?
Yeah, that's a Blues Traveler song.
Okay.
I know you don't know.
No clue.
It's a good one. You've heard it. You probably
Absolutely
even like it.
flew right over my head.
So, what are we thinking about the Chiefs right now? Are they fixed, or did they play the Raiders?
They played the Raiders. You can't say they're fixed. It was good to see
They
them
looked
use
really
Rice.
good.
It's good to see them use Rice a little bit more. They need to have somebody they just need to go to and just decide that that's our go-to guy at the wide receiver position. Instead of just throwing all these guys out there all the time. You have
Well,
no
it was
idea
Watson
who's
the week
on the field.
before.
And how'd that turn out? How many drops did he have?
Well,
Four?
it was MVS who had the real serious drops. They all had drops.
Shouldn't be dropping the ball.
Well, I agree.
Not like that.
Especially when Patrick Mahomes is throwing it to you.
I had Wes Welker drop a ball that would have won the Super Bowl. 121 catches.
Okay,
all year.
this is
Who
like 2
cares?
decades ago, Max, you're talking.
No, drop ball is a drop ball. I drove him to the airport.
Be
in my
quiet,
trunk.
Max. I mean, good God. You have 6 Super Bowls. No one cares about your whining.
I'm not whining. I'm just saying. You're
Like-
complaining about drop ball. That's a drop ball.
It happens. We can complain about passing the ball from the one if you're the Seahawks. These things go both ways.
They're
That's
green.
true.
They wear green.
They wear some green.
The Oregon
they
Ducks
don't-
wear several different colors of green.
Oregon is a good green team.
Oregon
See,
is a
when you
good
think
green
of
team.
the green teams out there, none of them bring you down,
Why?
except maybe the Jets. But otherwise, it's like Oregon. Yeah, they're green. They're fun. Derby Panthers basketball green. Who doesn't pull for them?
True.
There's a lot of green out there, just waiting to be stitched onto a uniform.
Well, I think the worst green team right now is probably the Jets.
Probably.
It'd be tough to be a Jets fan.
Celtics are good.
I mean, you're reaching in your pocket, probably paying off bets, because the Jets aren't going to win anything. They're not going to win 9 games. They're not going to win 10 games. They're not going to win 8 games this year. I mean, you're just reaching in your pocket and paying your buddies. That's what's going on.
I want to talk about my dad's terrible pick of Houston. I guess they had a shot. They had a field goal at the end to tie it, I think.
Well, yeah, it was a 60-yarder, I think.
58.
58.
Well, makeable indoors.
Off the crossbar.
Yeah. It hit the stanchion, whatever that is. That's what I read. What's a stanchion? Is that the lower
Bottom
part?
crossbar.
The crossbar?
I call it the crossbar.
I do too. I think
'Cause
most
it's a
people
crossbar.
Because no one knows what a stanchion is.
No, you say the crossbar, everyone will know what it hit.
The rest of us picked Jacksonville, which was smart.
Obviously.
The Texans aren't quite ready for
No,
that.
they're not there yet. They're getting there, and they're
They're
playing
very
well. They're a
close.
fun team to watch, but they're not there.
And Jacksonville isn't really there, but they were there last year. I mean, I'd much rather be in the Texans camp right now than Jags.
For the future, yes.
Texans
I would
are
agree.
going to blow past Jacksonville and be the class of that division for the next few years. I would have to imagine.
Well, I don't know if I think they'll battle them out with Jacksonville for a while. Trevor Lawrence is going to be there for a while.
But so is C.J. Stroud, who you must not like because he went to Ohio State.
Well,
But
not a
he's-
huge fan.
He's
but,
turned that
but
theory
he's,
on
he's
your
been
ear,
pretty
on its
good.
ear.
He's one of the Ohio State quarterbacks that I can say that looks pretty decent.
He's pretty much the only one.
That's
But
why.
now what do? Because you can't say that anymore.
It's for his first year. Give it time. We'll see.
Please.
We'll see.
Yeah, he's going to regress.
We'll see.
From being awesome.
This is what you guys were
in
saying
year
about
one.
Justin Fields too. He's
you
going to be
expect-
unbelievable. He's going to be the greatest. I
Well,
mean, we have Bob on here just
Justin
talking, and
Fields-
I'm trying to put him in his place, and he's telling me that I'm out to lunch.
Justin Fields, speaking of, I mean, I think he still has time. But we're talking about C.J. Stroud. Did you think Tank Dell was going to be a big deal this year?
No. Who
Did you
did?
think Nico Collins was going to be a big deal? Or
No.
Noah Brown when he played?
Well, Noah Brown was in Dallas and did absolutely nothing,
Right.
right?
So
but
who
the other
made them
side
a
of it
big
is
deal?
the other side of it is too. Now you're giving these guys opportunities to play. You know, when Noah Brown was in Dallas, he was kind of playing behind a bunch of guys.
Sort of.
Amari Cooper, then CeeDee Lamb, and all these guys that were coming up. He was kind of playing behind them. Now he's getting an opportunity to play. The other side of it is Houston's D's not that good, so they're throwing the ball a lot, right? So you're going to get more opportunities. But they're a fun team to watch. I'll give them that. There's no question about it. They're a fun team to watch.
Thank you.
Thank you. What am I thanking you for? Why are you taking
No,
credit
I'm
for
thanking
this?
you. I said thank you.
Thank you for what?
Agreeing with me. Is there
okay.
Is Texans defense bad?
Well, they're not that great.
Oh, here, I don't know. They gave up 25 to the Ravens. 31 to the Colts is bad. 17 to Jacksonville. 6 to the Steelers. 21 to Atlanta. 13 to the Saints. 15 to the Panthers. They somehow lost that game.
Well, yeah, but look
But
at
then
the
they
teams
gave
you're
up
talking about.
37 to the Bucks. 27 to the Bengals. 16 to Arizona. And 21 to Jags. Defense seems fine to me, at least from a point-allowing standpoint.
Well,
That's two times. That's two huge mistakes now you've made.
huge mistakes. Their defense isn't that good. They're not that good. I mean, they're okay, middle of the pack, I'd say, but they're not like they're not Cleveland's defense when they're hot.
It's not this team that's hopeless and just
they're
has
playing
to
it, and a
throw
lot of
the
those
ball all
teams that
the
you
time.
mentioned have no offense whatsoever. Pittsburgh, really? Pittsburgh hasn't scored 20 points all year.
Well, they allowed 6 to them. If they were a really
As
bad
does everybody
defense,
else.
if they were really bad defense, they would have allowed 2
Come
or
on.
3 touchdowns.
Oh, gee. Nitpick just because you can. That's it. That's what happens.
That is what happened.
What are you finding? What are you looking?
I don't know. I don't know
Trying
how.
to find something that's really good that
Is
you
it-
can say, and you can't. That's what's going on over there right now.
They've
You're
allowed
looking
20,
up the stats,
they've
and you
allowed
can't
22
really find it.
touchdowns, which NFL defense stats. I just want rankings. These are all in alphabetical order. I don't want that.
Well, what do you want me to do?
This is getting on my nerves. You
Just
can't
agree
even-
with me then.
You can't even find defensive stat ranking. Here we go. Defense, yards per game. Houston, number 1.
Yeah.
Where is Houston? They're down there pretty far. But what are you going to do?
Like I said, their defense isn't that good. I'm glad that we went through that whole rigmarole for you to find that, to come out and then say, yeah, they're not that good.
In rushing yards per game, they're in the top 10. So they have a bad pass defense.
Defense is defense. You're trying to find something just to find it now.
In points per game, they're in the upper half. So, yeah, they're in middle of the pack defense.
Thank you.
But you were out like this is a
They're not a
sieve.
great defense.
They're not a great defense. But great defenses are pretty hard to come by in the modern NFL.
Well, considering that scoring is down, it's like one of the lowest it's been in like 20 years or something.
Tell me the 6 teams, 7, that have allowed fewer than 20 points per game.
Cleveland,
No. Yes.
Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh,
There's no wild cards in here. They're all the teams that you would expect.
Chiefs.
Yes.
Philly in there? I don't think so.
No.
San Francisco?
Yeah, they're number 1.
Yeah.
The Ravens are number 2. Chiefs are
Ravens.
3. Cowboys 4. Steelers, Bills, Browns.
There you go.
Saints are right there. Who do you think is the worst? Most points per game.
Denver?
No, Denver.
No, Denver's probably bad. They've been playing pretty decent
Denver's won 5 in a row.
defensively for the last little while.
If Kansas City had stumbled yesterday, Denver would be a game out of first somehow.
That's true.
But-
I'd probably say, well, Washington's been terrible.
Yeah, they're last. 29
Washington's
points.
last, yeah.
Yes.
They give up everything. I mean, if the Giants are putting 31 up against you, you know don't have very good defense.
Like with Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito.
Danny's grandson. Probably.
No relation.
You don't think so?
No relation.
There aren't a lot of DeVitos just
No,
out
I
there.
heard him on the broadcast. One of the guys said no relation.
Well, I doubt they really checked into it.
Really?
I doubt it. Let's take a break. You want to?
You're in the captain's seat. I'm just here, man.
You are just here.
I'm
I've
just
noticed that.
Literally
today.
just here.
You're kind
I'm
of here.
taking up space, and there are words coming out of my mouth that I have no idea what I'm talking about. That's where we're at right now.
I can appreciate that.
Well, honesty is a good
the
quality.
whole Texans defense was a huge misfire.
True.
But regroup.
But true. Absolutely true.
We'll take a break right now. We'll come back and maybe we'll talk about something again. I've got a list of topics here. I just don't know where to go all the time, right? When you have a long list, it's like
Where do you start?
Where
do you end?
Exactly.
What happens in the middle? What is a list?
We'll probably start talking NBA in-season tournament pretty soon because the Pacers are 4-0 in their group play.
Yeah,
and,
let's do that.
And on to the
let's-
quarterfinals.
Heaven forbid. Please, let's go there.
Stay with us.
Man,
Bob
I
and Jeff,
Can't wait.
KFH. Chicago.
The Bears, they play tonight.
They do? I'm not going to watch that. We should maybe Josh will call because since I said I am not going to watch a football game.
You're not going to watch a football game?
No, I'm not.
Why?
Because I'm not interested.
Why?
I'm not that big of a football fan.
Okay. Well, I'll watch it.
You
So we'll
watch
have it covered.
You can, yeah.
We'll have it
I'll be
covered.
watching the Indiana Pacers as they tip off at 6 o'clock from Gainbridge Fieldhouse against the Portland Trailblazers.
How could you not watch that game?
Well, if you like a team,
How could you not watch that game?
exactly. If you like a team and root for a team, you will watch their games. I will also be watching, speaking of Chicago, the first appearance of CM Punk on Monday Night Raw for a decade almost. He's back in WWE after more than 9 years.
Why? Where was he?
He went to UFC and got slaughtered twice. And then he was doing like acting and comic book drawing. And then he went to WWE's rival promotion, AEW, got injured, came back to AEW. This was within the last couple of years. And then earlier this year got fired from AEW.
How do you get fired?
He was having a lot of backstage altercations with some of the younger talent.
What's a backstage altercation in
You fight.
AEW?
Fight backstage with people. You'd lunge at the owner of the company. Stuff like that.
Well, it sounds like that should have got rid of him a long time ago then.
Well, he's in WWE and people are into it. And he's going to be on Raw tonight.
That's exciting.
And I just, basically for that occasion, I laid down $55
Whoa!
for Sling TV
Just for that.
monthly. But yeah, you get
55
USA.
a month?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be hearing about that. I did not do that with permission.
Yeah, especially with everything else you got going on there.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, we got a lot going on.
It happens.
So
Good luck to you with that.
So I got ESPN now. I got whatever channels come with whatever.
Well, good for you.
Sling TV.
Now you can keep up to date with some stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got ESPN, so you could watch the game tonight.
I won't. I mean,
You
I
could watch
couldn't-
the game tonight.
Who are the Bears playing?
Minnesota.
Oh my God!
In Minnesota. Divisional rival.
And you're-
Huge
and
game.
you're gonna watch that
Huge
game.
implications.
And you're gonna watch that game.
I am going to watch that game because
Oh.
I got Josh
Cole
Dobbs
Kmet
in
going.
one and Hawkinson in the other, and they both need to have decent games so I can get
Where's
to the playoffs.
Cole Kmet? Do you not have Cole Kmet anymore?
I do, but he's on the bench.
Okay.
I
good.
got him, and on my one team, I got him and Trey McBride. Well, you got to go with the bridal shower. You have to.
If I'm being completely honest, I don't know who Trey McBride is.
And he's the tight end for the Arizona Cardinals.
He is?
Yeah, Zach Ertz got hurt. This is a kid they drafted. He's pretty good.
Well, good.
More of a ball catcher than a blocker, so he's always in there. Plus, Arizona's defense is bad, So guess
They're
what
not. They're not good.
guess what they have to do?
Stop the run.
They have to throw. So that's who you use. Cole Kmet, could he have a good game tonight? He could.
You know who I wanted to get,
Why don't you tell me?
but he was unavailable. I bet you know his name. I can't think of it right now.
But I know.
You will know.
can't think of it, but I know.
Yeah, you'll know because you're like super in. I've
Well,
I've
who?
been so much.
Who
less
is it? What
into
team does he play on? What
Green
position?
Bay, and he's a receiver, but he's not Dobbs and he's
Jalen
not
Reed.
Watson. Yeah. Why does he get picked up?
What do you mean? Why does he get picked? Because
Why
he's had
did he
like
get picked up?
he's had
Why
like
couldn't I just go get him?
he's had like 3 games in a row of
I know.
like over 15 points.
I've been paying so little attention to fantasy football. I'm like, I'm not trying for waiver claims. If there's somebody on Thursday maybe that I want to go get, I'm not checking it earlier for a guy to get for Wednesday. Just do your waiver stuff, everybody else, and if there's somebody left
well,
over.
especially since our waivers are done Tuesday night, so that
But
you're
they
still a day
process-
behind.
But they process Wednesday.
They do.
Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Then
even
I
trying
agree.
for waivers
Gotcha.
to get the players for Wednesday. I'm waiting till Thursday to see if there's anybody left.
Whoever's
and,
left.
And there's not.
No, there's nothing.
And I'm doing
There's
this
nothing.
for every league that I'm in. I don't care. I don't know why. Because
What's happened to you?
I'll set my lineups. My team in our league is pretty good. We scored over 150 this week.
Oh, so you won this week.
I did.
So what are you at now?
6-6.
Ooh, what am I at?
You're going to be 5-7.
I lost this week.
It looked like it. Yeah, you were doing pretty terrible.
I thought maybe I had Hurts and Devonta Smith, who
Well,
had
I
two
mean, I'm-
pretty good games.
I'm more than happy.
Had pretty
to
good games
check
yesterday,
it.
but the rest of my team's terrible. Justin Jefferson got hurt. That hurt. That was big. That's a big blow.
Can we still trade?
I don't know. Can we?
I don't know.
If we can, let's
think
dial
the-
up. Let's dial up a deal.
I think the normal. We're just a straight up standard PPR league,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure the trade deadline is passed.
I missed that.
But scoreboard.
Or it might be like this Wednesday. Might be the last day.
Liquid Wheat trails 146-95. You do have Minnesota's defense going.
Oh, so if I get 50 points from Minnesota's defense, I'm good.
No, you'll still be down one.
So 52 points.
You need 52 from
so
Minnesota's
I need 5 pick sixes and 10 or 12 sacks. It's Justin Fields. It's an Ohio State guy. I mean, I have a chance.
You could. I mean, you
I have
never
a
know.
chance. That's a bad
Does
team
Patrick
because
Peterson still play for the Vikings?
Yes.
Well, then there you go.
So there's a chance. I got a chance. Liquid Wheat's back.
Liquid Wheat.
Liquid Wheat is back. 5-7. I'm missing the playoffs.
I'm not even going to be the highest scoring team this week. That's sad.
Who's got it?
Bob's going to win.
What?
He improves to 4-8.
That's pretty good for him.
The Raider haters. Derek Faber scored 157.
Oh,
Good for him.
good player.
He probably really loves hearing his name on the radio.
Well, he may.
He's probably not even listening.
Probably not.
Who does?
I don't know. Does anybody?
I don't know.
Is anybody out there actually listening to this right now?
Jim 35 probably.
I don't know. I haven't heard from Jim.
What about Nick from Chicago? We mentioned Chicago a few times.
How do you not mention Nick from Chicago?
And I feel like he should call when his hometown gets shouted out to the degree that it has been shouted out on this show.
Well, he must not be listening then. That's my guess.
He must not.
He's probably busy. He's got things going on. Nick from Chicago's a busy guy.
Very busy.
Very. Very busy.
I want to shout out before we take a break the high school teams in our area who won state championships.
Well,
And
give him
that
a shout
would be Cheney.
Yes.
Cheney completed a perfect season. We didn't talk about what they did the previous Friday. Well, I guess you guys did. When they beat
Yeah, they were down 24-0.
Yes.
Again.
They were down 22-0 in the first game and won against Andale, and 24-0 in the state semifinals and won.
Yes.
How?
I don't know.
That's never happened to Andale.
A good friend of ours' nephew plays for Cheney. And so they were at the game in the snow
right
this week.
Yes.
But we're talking about the week before. I will say I was keeping up to date with the scores that weekend. I popped it up and I saw Andale up 24-0. I thought, yeah, I guess this is the revenge factor. Popped it up later. It's 24-14. I popped it up against 24. I'm thinking to myself, there's no way.
I mean, it
There's
happens.
no way. 28-24. You got to be kidding.
Ridiculous.
How? How does that happen?
Twice.
Twice.
I don't know.
And it's not like they're playing a bunch of bums.
Playing Andale.
They're playing Andale.
4-time state champions.
And came back from 22 and 24 to beat them.
It makes no sense.
It's a heck of a run. Congratulations to them. That's impressive.
Also, Conway Springs won the state championship.
Conway won as well. Happy
Yes.
days.
I was surprised by that because they started 0-2. Not that that's bad. They played some bigger classification teams in those games, but lost them both and didn't lose after that.
Good players.
Derby did not hang on against Gardner Edgerton despite taking an early lead. Capon was ahead of Mill Valley 30-27 and then gave up 28 unanswered.
That stinks.
Yes. Really, we're pulling for Capon, obviously,
Of course we were.
because of our friend Weston Sharts, who
Absolutely.
he needs to get that state title. I want that so badly for him.
Well, like they say, there's always next year.
Yeah, but are they going to be as good next year without Omari Elias?
Well, the problem is Mill Valley going to be
Mill Valley's always good. Mill
That's the
Valley wins
problem.
like every year.
every year? Every year. They beat Mays, what was that, 2 years ago?
I think they beat
They won
Derby
wasn't they won like 4 or 5 in a row? How many have they won?
5 in a row.
5 in a row. That's just crazy. Not fair. What's going on?
I don't
What's
know.
the deal with that?
They're good.
Well, obviously they're good, Jeff. Thanks for pointing that out.
They're a dynasty, to say the least.
And it's not
And-
like, obviously, if you win 5 years in a row, you don't have like the guys for 4 that you can keep as freshmen and stuff. They're bring guys in that are unbelievable. Good for them, I guess.
And
I don't
we got-
like when they beat our local teams, but it is what it is.
We got to give some love to Andover Central because when you're up against St. Thomas Aquinas, that's just an unfair fight for St. Thomas Aquinas to be in 4A, having already beat Miege. Well, that's how that game was going to end.
Yes.
in
It was.
in a romp. But Andover Central, pretty amazing that they got all the way to the state championship game, and they should be very proud.
Good
If
for
they
them.
were playing a team more 4A worthy, aka not St. Thomas Aquinas, maybe they would have had a chance because they beat Wamego in the week before, and Wamego had been undefeated, I believe. So there you go.
Had a good year. Nothing wrong with that.
Congratulations.
Happy days.
You know what I want to see the end of in sports?
What?
High school players committing to a college. I'm done with it.
Why? Because they commit and then decommit and then commit and then
Yeah,
decommit and then commit and then
don't,
decommit again.
Don't give them publicity. Don't
How
don't
about-
make it a thing.
How about this? Commit and then you commit.
But nobody does.
That's the problem.
Dion
Why
had-
don't they do something where if you commit, then that's your team. You commit to them at least for a year.
you have to
Then you
sign.
can transfer.
You have to sign. So committing means nothing. So let's not have it as a thing anymore. I get it that fans want to know. It's stuff. It's important to some degree.
Have 'em just
it's not
sign.
important at all, but just no more publicity for guys committing. Just let them do their thing because it doesn't matter. They keep seeking out recruiting. Recruiters keep seeking them out. So who cares if you're committed? Doesn't matter. Just sign. Just tell me where you signed, and we'll have a field day with it. We'll treat you like you're the most important person in the world because that's all you're really after anyway. So sign, and we'll throw a huge party.
I'm good with that. Absolutely.
Just the attention.
Well, that's what it is. That's
I don't like
how it
being-
is. It's what they want. Why can't you be like Barry Sanders? Just, okay, like I'm going here, leave me alone, and I'm going to show up and play.
I don't like.
Did you
being-
watch Bye Bye Barry?
Yes, I did. It was fantastic.
It was good. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
So did I. A lot of Wichita stuff in there.
Well, obviously, yes.
Yeah, but even just like, reporters, it was just a lot of Wichita-centric stuff.
Yes.
His high school coach obviously was in there, Dale Burkholder. I'm surprised I remember that name. I forget so many names. I forgot Natalie Portman's name.
In what way?
Like I was trying to think of who was that.
Actress.
Yeah, Natalie Portman. Forgot her name. Had to look it up.
It happens.
No,
It
it happens to
happens.
me a lot.
Happens to me more.
You think?
Oh, concussions have really set
Well,
in.
what do you think it is with
Now
me?
that I'm getting almost 50, the concussions are right there.
The past
And you got to
concussions.
remember,
You're not
like,
having
when I was
concussions.
playing, and you got concussed, and you're knocked out. They gave you a smelling salt on the ice, and you got back up, went to the bench, and then went out for your next shift. That's how it was.
It's not great.
Take a slap shot to the face, frozen puck, 100 miles an hour, leaking. Go get 15 stitches, get back out there and play. Now you're out for 6 weeks. It's different.
It's pretty different.
It's different. So I hope those guys that end up doing that and taking all that
Do you
time
think
off,
they really
I hope their
didn't-
heads are okay.
Do you think they really didn't know, or they just didn't care?
Back in the 90s?
Yeah,
Honestly, I just don't think you knew.
I think they knew.
I don't know, man. Who knew?
I think people.
Maybe some people
I think
knew.
you had to know. Maybe not with like.
But like in the minors and stuff, like I was
Maybe
at
not
our
with like
junior
whiplash stuff. You didn't know what to look for. But if you took a shot to the head, I think you knew that messed you up.
No, I
'Cause why would they
honestly
give
it
you
was just like, oh, he's knocked out.
Why would they give
oh,
you
there
smelling
he is. He's
salts?
all right. That's how it was. It's knocked out, and then it's like, oh no, there he goes. He's okay. Get him back up. Shake off the cobwebs. Away you go. Go
How many
play.
concussions do you think you had?
I have no idea. I don't know. I know I've had a few when I didn't remember finishing playing a game and waking up the next morning and going to the rink and not knowing if we won or lost.
That's crazy to me.
Like that's no exaggeration. Like that's
Because you were
honest.
there, you participated.
Well, you look at the game sheet and you're like, well, I played.
You probably even scored.
I had 2 assists, but I don't remember being on the ice. I didn't know we played last night. I don't remember. Don't remember the game at all.
That's crazy.
Like zero. Don't remember anything. Not a thing about it.
And you played in the helmet era, right? You had to have a helmet?
Yeah, but when I first started, no face mask or anything like that either.
That doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, why you just want to voluntarily get a puck to the nose?
It was just easier to see without the mask.
It's a clear mask.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same.
It's not like he's standing there, please hit me in the nose with a puck.
Yeah, it's not
But
like you're asking to get some guy
You
to
kind
just
of are if you're not wearing any
go into the net
protection.
and some guy just popping you or whatever. Like I didn't say, hey, I'm coming. Can you please just throw a right cross right now?
You might as well
thanks.
have.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm not going to wear anything that's going to protect me
I'll
from
look
this.
at the game film tomorrow to see what happened tonight. Thank you very much. No, that's not how it works, Jeff. Knucklehead.
But you knew
Knew what?
that without a face mask, you're more likely to get a puck to the nose. So that's, to me, voluntary.
Well, then I guess there's a lot of people that asked for it.
Right.
And we got it. We got it. Crazy. Crazy, I say.
Still getting it
From you.
to some degree.
From you. That's it. Just from you.
We're going to do this again tomorrow.
Who is?
You and I.
You and I are doing this tomorrow again?
Yes.
And then when? And then Wednesday again,
Wednesday
too?
again. Are you for 3-man booth on Thursday?
I don't know. 3 days this is 4 days in a row.
That'd be awesome. And then I'll take Friday off and you can do Friday.
No, why would I want to do the whole week?
Money, money.
Well, you guys get paid for this? Have I
Yes.
been missing something?
I don't
all
know.
these years?
I'm not sure.
I'm missing out on something.
Maybe you just didn't remember
Something's
that you
not-
got
well,
paid.
I could have been concussed at the time. That's true.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Thanks to Brett Flory and Donald Dixon. We'll talk more high school basketball tomorrow as the season gets going Friday, and we'll talk to you all again tomorrow, too. Have a good one. Later.